Good afternoon, and welcome to LG Electronics quarterly earnings conference call. This conference call will begin with a presentation on the earnings results, followed by a Q&A session. To ask a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Simultaneous English translation will be provided for the presentation, followed by consecutive interpretation for the Q&A. Now I'd like to turn the call over to the first speaker. Good afternoon. My name is Won-jae Park from Investor Relations. Thank you for joining our earnings call for the second quarter of 2025. With me are CFO and EVP of LG Electronics, Chang-tae Kim, SVP of HS Company, Lee-kwon Kim, SVP of MS Company, Sang-ho Park, VP of VS Company, Ju-yong Kim, VP of ES Company, Dong-hoon Shin, VP of Corporate Business Management, Jung-hyun Park, VP of Accounting, Hong-soo Lee, VP of Finance, Young-kyun Kim, and Head of ESG Strategy, Sung-min Hong. Today's presentation will proceed as follows. Our CFO will begin by presenting our second quarter results and outlook for the third quarter of 2025, including our strategic direction for qualitative growth. Then I'll present the key financial highlights of the second quarter. Following that, each business will present its individual results and outlook. Finally, we will conclude with an overview of our ESG activities and achievements. Please note that all statements we make today regarding the financial results of the second quarter are subject to change in accordance with external review. Actual results may differ from today's outlook and forward-looking statements due to market uncertainties and strategic changes. Now let us begin with the performance of the second quarter of 2025 and the outlook for the third quarter. Good afternoon. I'm Chang-tae Kim, CFO of LG Electronics. Our consolidated Q2 financial results show 20.74 trillion won in sales and 639.4 billion won in operating profit. Q2 revenue declined year-over-year due to headwinds, including U.S. tariff policy changes and geopolitical risks in the Middle East, which led to a delay in consumer sentiment recovery. Despite these challenges, we are laying the foundation for qualitative growth, particularly within our subscription services, online direct sales, and B2B segments. Operating profits declined year-over-year due to the increasing pressure of tariff-related costs, stagnant market demand for TVs, and intensified competition. On the other hand, we maintained last year's profitability for some businesses while achieving year-over-year improvements for others through enhanced operational efficiency. U.S. tariff policies, weakening consumer sentiment, geopolitical risks, and ongoing uncertainties will likely continue into Q3. Strong competition, higher marketing expenses, and price hikes due to derivative tariffs are pressuring the business. To address these challenges, we will mitigate the impact of escalating U.S. tariffs by employing various strategies, including optimizing production across our global network. Additionally, we will strengthen our premium market position through region and segment-specific strategies while expanding into the mass market to secure sales growth momentum. We will continue pursuing qualitative growth by focusing on high-growth areas within B2B, such as automotive electronics and HVAC, as well as on subscriptions and WebOS to boost profitability. Mounting costs due to competition will be mitigated by improving our cost structure and operational efficiency to maintain stable profitability. I will now discuss the progress and plans for qualitative growth. LGE is achieving meaningful results in establishing the foundation for qualitative growth, central to our business portfolio transformation. We expanded our B2B segment, including automotive electronics, HVAC, smart factory, and component solutions. We also maintained solid growth in D2C, such as subscriptions and online direct sales. Furthermore, we are accelerating the growth of non-hardware businesses, including the WebOS platform, specialized care, and HVAC maintenance. Our success is built on strong long-term partnerships with B2B clients and direct relationships cultivated through our subscription services and online direct sales. This foundation provides a distinctive competitive advantage in a dynamic market, ensuring greater stability and profitability. Going forward, we will accelerate our transition to a customer-centric model by offering tailored solutions to foster customer loyalty and strengthen retention. Finally, we remain committed to enhancing corporate value through our shareholder return program. Yesterday, we announced the record date and amount of our interim dividend, as well as the planned cancellation of treasury stock at the end of this month. We are dedicated to enhancing value for both the company and our shareholders. Thank you. I'll now briefly review the Q2 2025 performance of the enterprise-wide operations and each business. Our consolidated financial results for Q2 are 20.73 trillion won in sales and 639.4 billion won in operating profit. HS recorded 6.59 trillion won in sales and 439.9 billion won in operating profit. MS recorded 4.39 trillion won in sales and 191.7 billion won in operating loss. VS recorded 2.84 trillion won in sales and 126.2 billion won in operating profit. Lastly, ES recorded 2.64 trillion won in sales and 250.5 billion won in operating profit. Since the Q1 2025 earnings release, we have highlighted the performance of our B2B and subscription businesses. These are key drivers of qualitative growth aligned with our portfolio transition initiative. In Q2, despite a slight quarter-over-quarter sales decline in commercial displays and chillers, our B2B segment sustained year-over-year sales growth. This growth was driven by VS sales expansion, supported by a healthy order backlog and financial improvements within ES System AC business. The B2B segment contribution to overall sales also increased both quarter-over-quarter and year-over-year. Subscription services in Korea maintained strong sales growth of nearly 30% year-over-year, driven by differentiated care services. Our overseas subscription business also achieved both quarter-over-quarter and year-over-year sales growth, fueled by vigorous subscriber acquisition and portfolio expansion. Despite being in its early stages, the contribution of overseas subscriptions to total subscription sales also increased year-over-year as we accelerated business expansion. We will continue developing our business portfolio, including B2B and subscription services, to improve overall business performance. Moving on to the income statement and cash flow for Q2. Reflecting financial income and expense, equity method gain and loss, other non-operating income and expense, corporate income tax, and income and loss from discontinued operation, net income for Q2 was 609.7 billion won. As a result, first half net income attributable to controlling interest reached 1.40 trillion won, up 36% year-on-year. Now, let's look at cash flow. Cash flow from operating activities was 1.54 trillion won, and cash flow from investing activities was 185.7 billion won, resulting in net cash flow of 1.51 trillion won. When reflecting cash flow from financial activities of negative 921.4 billion won, cash balance at the end of Q2 came to stand at 7.57 trillion won, a 590.7 billion won increase from the previous quarter. Key financial position and indicators for Q2 2025 are as follows. At the end of Q2, assets stand at 62.4 trillion won, liabilities at 36.5 trillion won, and equity at 25.9 trillion won. In terms of leverage ratios, liability to equity, debt to equity, and net debt to equity all decreased quarter over quarter, reflecting a healthy financial condition. Now, we will hear from each business company regarding its Q2 results and Q3 outlook, beginning with HS Company. Here are the Q2 results for the HS business. Volatile U.S. trade policies and geopolitical risks in the Middle East have delayed consumer sentiment recovery. Despite these headwinds, we achieved year-over-year sales growth. This growth is driven by our two-track strategy, targeting both premium and volume segments, coupled with the expansion of our online direct sales and subscription services. Despite rising tariff and freight costs, we maintained operating profit at a level comparable to the previous year. This was achieved through sales growth, manufacturing cost improvements, including production, optimization, and efficient marketing spend. Looking ahead to the third quarter, we anticipate a continued delay in the global appliance market's recovery, driven by ongoing uncertainty in U.S. trade negotiations and monetary policies in developed markets. This environment will likely increase market competition. In response, we will launch region-specific models, further strengthen our two-track strategy to address market uncertainties, and continue expanding our online direct sales and subscription services to maintain sales momentum. To mitigate the impact of U.S. tariff, we will work with distributors on price adjustments, optimize production locations for cost efficiency, and streamline logistics. Our goal is to achieve operating profits at or above last year's levels. Let's turn to our outlook for the global appliance market in 2025. We update this forecast twice a year, in the first and second halves. By sharing our views, we aim to share our perspective on global demand trends and our corresponding strategies. Please note that this outlook focuses on combined market demand for refrigerators and washing machines, not our appliance revenue, which is influenced by factors such as regional market share and competition. Actual market conditions may differ from this outlook due to various factors such as macroeconomic conditions. Forecasting appliance demand and its recovery trajectory is particularly challenging now, given the uncertainty surrounding U.S. tariff policies and the rapidly evolving geopolitical landscape. In advanced markets, slowing housing market recovery and tariff-related price increases are expected to depress North American demand. A gradual recovery is expected in Europe, assuming the economy rebounds from its trough. Geopolitical factors will likely suppress demand in the Middle East and Africa this year, while Asia and India are projected to experience a turnaround and modest growth. Given ongoing uncertainties, we are closely monitoring market developments in the second half, including supply chain fluctuations, inflation, and interest rates. We are also working with sales channels to ensure timely demand sensing. Furthermore, our flexible global production network will help us maintain strong financial performance despite market challenges. Let's now turn to the Q2 results for our Media Solution business. Sales declined in Q2 compared to both the previous quarter and the same period last year due to market uncertainties, which dampened consumer sentiment, stagnated hardware demand, and intensified competition. Operating profit deteriorated and was negative both quarter-over-quarter and year-over-year due to lower sales and increased competitive pressures. Our outlook for the third quarter is as follows. Improvements in consumer sentiment and hardware demand are unlikely given persistent geo-economic uncertainties. Furthermore, competition is anticipated to heat up as Chinese brands facing weakening domestic demand aggressively expand into overseas markets. To address these challenges, we will focus on enhancing operational efficiency, strengthening the growth momentum of the WebOS platform, and pursuing our Global South strategy to achieve qualitative growth. I will now review the Q2 results of We as Company. Sales grew both quarter-over-quarter and year-over-year, driven by increased orders from European OEMs and a stable order backlog. Operating profit also improved in both periods, thanks to higher sales and ongoing cost optimization efforts. Regarding our Q3 outlook, global demand is expected to decline quarter-over-quarter due to uncertainties surrounding U.S. policies on EV subsidy and tariff risks. While acknowledging potential market headwinds, we will focus on strengthening OEM partnerships and optimizing operating expenses to minimize any negative effects on sales and maintain solid profitability. Let me outline the Q2 results of E.S. Company. Domestic sales maintained strong growth as we vigorously pursued seasonal demand for residential ACs and dehumidifiers and expanded subscription and online direct sales. On the other hand, we experienced limited growth in overseas sales year-over-year due to uncertainties stemming from U.S. tariff policies. While domestic sales increased and certain overseas markets showed continued growth, operating profit dipped slightly year-over-year. This decline was primarily due to increased material and fixed cost. Looking ahead to the third quarter, in the Korean market, we anticipate a rising B2C demand for ACs, fueled by a shorter rainy season and an early heat wave. The new government's pro-consumption policies are also expected to provide a boost. However, we project continued softening in B2B demand due to ongoing stagnation in the construction industry. In overseas markets, we anticipate continued market uncertainty and potential demand contraction due to fluctuating tariff policies. To address these challenges, in Korea, we will actively target the high-efficiency AC replacement market, capitalizing on consumer demand for reduced energy cost. We'll also increase subscription sales by pursuing opportunities like government support for small business owners. In overseas markets, we will closely monitor U.S. tariff policy developments while further optimizing our production network, launching new models, and expanding into new sales channels to drive growth. Finally, turning to our ESG activities and achievements. LGE is continuously pursuing initiatives for carbon reduction and resource circulation. We're expanding our transition to renewable energy by implementing PPAs across 14 global production sites, including new solar projects at our plants in Haiphong, Vietnam, and Changwon, Korea. Since 2022, we have partnered with the Ministry of Environment and e-Circular Governance on Better Return, a public resource circulation campaign resulting in the collection of 108.3 tons of used batteries to date. Our eco-friendly products and technologies continue to gain recognition. Our OLED TVs have received Carbon Trust carbon footprint certification for 5 consecutive years. We are also piloting a low-carbon mineral wash project for water positive, partnering with the Korea Water Cluster and the Korea Water Forum to measure and verify water and energy savings when using detergents containing mineral wash. We strive to be a trusted partner for the market and our customers. In June, we published our 19th sustainability report outlining our progress and goals towards a better life for all. Our U.S. subsidiary earned its second consecutive Sustainability Brand Leader Award in the HVAC and appliance categories from Green Builder Media, a leading North American green building publication. This highlights the trust we've built with home builders and consumers for our innovative, eco-friendly solutions. As a smart life solution company, we remain committed to competitive and sustainable business practices. This brings us to the end of LG Electronics' second quarter earnings release and the third quarter outlook for 2025. We will now take questions. Operator, please commence with the Q&A session.
지금부터 질의응답을 시작하겠습니다. 질문을 하실 분은 전화기 버튼에 별표와 1번을 누르시기 바랍니다. 질문을 취소하시려면 별표와 2번을 누르시면 됩니다.
Now Q&A session will begin. Please press star 1, that is star and 1, if you have any questions. Questions will be taken according to the order you have pressed the number star 1. For cancellation, please press star 2, that is star and 2 on your phone.
처음으로 질문해 주실 분은 KB증권의 김동원 님입니다.
The first question will be provided by Dongwon Kim from KB Securities. Please go ahead with your question.
예, 질문 기회 감사드립니다. 저는 HS와 MS 본부 질문드리겠습니다. 먼저 철강 관세를 포함한 미국의 관세 정책이 2분기 실적에 미친 영향과 하반기 실적과 수요에 어느 정도 영향을 보시는지 궁금하고요. 특히 제품 가격 인상을 계획하고 계신다면 비용 증가 대비 어느 수준까지 가능할 것으로 보시는지와 생산지 최적화 외에 새로운 비용 절감 방안이 있으신지 공유 부탁드립니다. 다음은 올해 MS본부 매출과 수익성 전망을 어떻게 보고 계신지 궁금하고요. 특히 LCD 패널 가격 상승과 TV 세트 가격 인하가 지속되면서 연간 적자 전환 가능성이 있는지 여부와 올해 포함해 MS본부의 중장기 수익성 개선 방안에 대해 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다. 이상입니다.
Thank you for taking my question. My first question is for the HS division, and the second question is for the MS division. My question for the HS division is, how significant is the impact of U.S. tariff policies, including steel tariffs, on LGE's second quarter performance? How will the levies affect LGE's business performance and demand fluctuations in the second half of the year? If there are plans for price adjustments, to what extent will the prices be adjusted in response to increased costs? Could you elaborate on the price adjustment plans or status? Are there any new strategies being pursued beyond existing initiatives, such as production site optimization? If so, could you please share the details?
And my second question is on MS Company. I would like to ask the outlook of this year's revenue and profitability. Along with this, I see some rising LCD panel prices and TV set price reductions. Is there any possibility of MS business turning to an annual operating loss? And also be appreciated if you can share your mid to long-term profitability improvement plans, including this year.
네, 먼저 HS에서 답변 드리겠습니다. 미국 가전협회에서 발표한 미국 내 상반기 가전제품의 출하량은 전년 수준으로 유지되었으며 일부 소비자는 관세 부과 전 구매를 서두르는 심리로 인해 선행 구매 움직임이 있었습니다. 당사는 신제품 출시 및 효율적인 판매 프로그램 운영을 통해 상반기 3%대 성장으로 시장 수요 대비 높은 성장을 보이며 지속적으로 시장 지위를 개선했습니다. 다만 하반기에는 철강 관세 50% 및 상호 관세에 의한 제품 원가 상승으로 시장 가격의 불확실성이 가중되고 있고 미국 정부의 관세 정책 변동성과 소비 심리 위축에 대한 우려가 지속되어 가전 수요 전망이 그리 밝지는 않습니다.
To answer your first question for the HS division, according to the Association of Home Appliance Manufacturers, home appliance shipments in the U.S. in the first half of the year maintained similar levels compared to the previous year. Some consumers have been rushing to make purchases before the tariffs take effect. In the first half of 2025, we achieved approximately 3% growth year over year, higher than the market demand with new product launches and efficient sales operations, continuing to strengthen our market presence. Nonetheless, a rise in product costs driven by the 50% tariff on steel and reciprocal tariffs that are set to be applied in the latter half of the year could translate into greater uncertainties for the market price. Additionally, shifts in the U.S. government's trade policies and weakening consumer sentiment cast doubt on the demand outlook for home appliances.
미국 관세 부과에 따른 당사 영향은 2분기부터 시작이 되었으나 선행 재고 운영 및 원가 절감 활동 등으로 그 영향을 최소화하였습니다. 하반기는 상반기 대비 관세 영향도가 커지겠지만 선제적인 대응 시나리오를 통해 생산지 최적화, 원가 절감 활동 등의 적시 대응을 통해 극복하고자 합니다. 그리고 가격 인상은 미국 관세 정책의 변화, 경쟁 동향 등 여러 관점을 충분히 고려하여 유통과 협의하면서 신중하게 결정할 예정으로 있습니다.
The effects of U.S. tariffs began to be felt in the second quarter, but we were able to minimize the impact through preemptive inventory management and operations and cost-cutting efforts. While the tariffs are expected to have a more pronounced impact in the latter half of the year, we intend to promptly navigate these challenges through preemptive response scenarios, such as optimizing production sites and cutting costs. Price adjustments will be made after carefully considering multiple factors, including shifts in U.S. tariffs and the competitive landscape, and having discussions with distributors.
생산지 최적화 관련하여 말씀을 드리면은 보편 관세 상황에서는 현재의 생산지의 공급 체계를 유지하되 도착과 경쟁력을 감안하여 미국의 권역별로 제품 공급지를 운영할 예정이며 세탁기의 경우 9월부터 멕시코에 있는 멕시칼리 지역에 생산지를 추가 운영하여 관세 대응의 유연성을 확보할 계획입니다. 국가별 관세 협상 완료 및 8월 1일자 상호 관세가 발효가 된다면 미국과 멕시코 생산지에서의 공급을 확대하여 대응할 예정입니다. 이상입니다.
Regarding production site optimization, we will maintain our current supply system under universal tariffs, but also operate a product supply center throughout the U.S. to ensure competitive landed costs. For washing machines, we plan to add a production site in Mexico's Mexicali in September to flexibly respond to the tariffs. After countries reach tariff deals, and if reciprocal tariffs are imposed from August 1st, we plan to increase the supply from our U.S. and Mexico production plants.
네, 이어서 에벤스 본부에 관련된 질문에 좀 간략히 답변을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 직영학적 리스크에 따른 소비심리 위축이라든지 업체 간 경쟁 심화로 인한 경영 환경상의 어려움은 연내에 계속 지속될 것으로 예상이 됩니다. 현재 시점에서 하반기 성수기 판매 성과를 포함해서 연간 전체 실적을 전망하기에는 좀 이른 감이 있어서 실적 개선 여부에 대해서 말씀드리기 조심스러우나 상반기 대비해서는 하반기에 본부 소령을 개선하기 위해서 여러 가지 수익성 개선 활동을 집중 전개하고 있다는 말씀을 드리고 싶습니다.
Let me answer your question about MS. Due to dampened consumer sentiment stemming from geopolitical risks and intensified competition, the business environment is expected to remain challenging throughout the year. At this point, it may be premature to forecast the full year results, including the performance during the anticipated peak season in the second half. Therefore, I approach discussing potential improvements cautiously. However, we are actively implementing various initiatives aimed at enhancing profitability in order to see an overall improvement of financial performance of MS from the first half to the second half of the year.
네, 이어서 그 MS 본부의 수익성 개선 방안에 대해서 말씀 주신 것에 대해서는 우리 LG전자 MS 본부가 중장기 관점에서 기술 리더십을 보여줄 수 있는 선도 제품 출시뿐만 아니라 원가 경쟁력 강화를 포함한 운영 효율성 증대, 그리고 TV, IT, ID 사업의 제품 간 시너지 창출과 밸류체인 효율화로 본부 통합 시너지 극대화에 노력하고 있으며 미디어 엔터테인먼트 솔루션 업체로서의 역량을 갖추기 위해서 웹 OS 생태계 확장 및 경쟁력 강화를 통해서 MS 본부의 수익성을 지속적으로 제고시켜 나가겠습니다. 감사합니다.
And about your question about profitability improvement plans, from a mid to long-term perspective, we will continuously improve our profitability not only by launching market-leading products that demonstrate technological leadership, but also by enhancing operational efficiency, including strengthening cost competitiveness, along with maximizing integrated synergy within MS through synergy creation among TV, IT, ID business, and value chain optimization, and also by expanding and strengthening the WebOS ecosystem in order to build capabilities as a media and entertainment solutions provider.
다음 질문 부탁드리겠습니다.
Next question, please.
다음으로 질문해 주실 분은 다이와증권의 SK Kim 님입니다.
The following question will be presented by SK Kim from Daiwa Securities. Please go ahead with your question.
예, 안녕하세요. 질문 기회 주셔서 감사합니다. 저도 두 가지 질문 드리겠습니다. 첫 번째 질문은 그 비이컬 솔루션 쪽인데요. 현재 멕시코 및 헝가리 생산 공장 운영하고 계신데 이 가동 현황과 앞으로 계획이 궁금합니다. 그 예상별 그 분기별 매출 기여가 어느 정도 될지 알려주시면 감사하겠고요. 두 번째 질문은 전사 관련 질문입니다. 최근 LG 디스플레이에 대한 그 대여금을 조기 회수한 것으로 아는데요. 이런 긍정적인 소식이 있었는데 이에 따른 회사 재무 구조 현황과 그 향후 재무 운영 계획에 대한 질문 드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. I have two questions, one for the VS division and the other for the company. My question for the VS division is, what are the current operational status and future plans for the production plants in Mexico and Hungary? What are the expected quarterly sales from these plants?
And my second question on corporate-wide operations. Considering the recent favorable progress, such as the early recovery of loans to LG Display, could you share more about the current status on your financial structure and the future plans together?
예, 먼저 VS 본부 답변 드리겠습니다. LG마그나는 각 권역별로 현지 생산지를 구축하여 고객사 물동량 변화에 탄력적으로 대응할 수 있는 운영 체계를 갖추고 있습니다. LG마그나 멕시코 공장은 23년 9월부터 양산을 시작하였고, LG마그나 전체 매출에서의 비중은 25년 1분기 기준 30% 중반 수준으로 분기별로 지속 증가하여 25년 4분기에는 40% 초반 이상의 비중을 차지할 것으로 예상됩니다.
First, let me answer your question on the VS division. LG Magna has established local production sites across various regions, including Korea, China, Mexico, and Hungary, and is equipped with an operation system that can flexibly respond to fluctuations in our customers' PSI. LG Magna's Mexico plant started mass production in September 2023. As of the first quarter of 2025, the Mexico plant contributed to approximately mid-30% of LG Magna's total sales. This upward trend will continue, with the sales percentage expected to reach a low 40% range by the fourth quarter of 2025.
예, LG 마그나의 유럽 헝가리 생산 공장은 유럽 메이저 OEM의 현지화 니즈를 반영하여 설립 추진하게 되었습니다. 기존 계획대로 24년 12월 완공되었으며 26년 중반 본격적으로 생산 가동 예정입니다. 이상입니다.
LG Magna's Hungary plant was established to reflect the localization needs of major European OEMs. The plant was completed as scheduled in December 2024, and full-scale production is expected to begin in mid-2026.
재무조 관련 질문은 금융 담당에서 답변드리도록 하겠습니다. 말씀하신 것처럼 상반기 중 지분법 손익 개선, 계열사 대여금 조기 회수, 차입금 축소 성과 등으로 부채 비율 및 차입금 비율이 낮아지는 등 재무구조가 더 건전해지는 성과가 있었습니다. 하반기에도 안정적이고 건전한 재무구조가 유지될 수 있도록 운전자분 관리 강화 등의 노력을 지속해 나가도록 하겠습니다.
Your question on corporate-wide operations will be covered by Finance Division. As you just covered, during the first half of the year, we saw improvement in our financial structure, evidenced by a decrease in our debt-to-equity ratio and liability-to-equity ratio, as a result of improved equity method gain and loss, early collection of loans from sister company, and efforts to reduce loans payables. We will continue to expand efforts such as strengthening working capital management in this second half of the year so that we can maintain the stable and sound financial structure.
다음 질문 부탁드립니다.
Next question, please.
다음으로 질문해 주실 분은 NH투자증권의 황지연 님입니다.
The following question will be presented by Ji-Han Huang from NH Investment and Securities. Please go ahead with your question.
네, 질문 기회 주셔서 감사합니다. 총 3가지 질문 드리려고 하는데요. 먼저 ES본부 관련해서 2가지 질문 드리겠습니다. 첫 번째로 데이터 센터형 칠러 사업 매출 비중이 지금 어느 정도까지 올라왔는지, 최근 수주 흐름은 어떤지 공유 부탁드립니다. ES본부 관련 2번째 질문은 현재 빅테크 업체들과의 협업 진행 상황이 어떤지 좀 가능한 선에서 공유해 주시면 좋을 것 같고요. 추가적으로 국내 데이터 센터 관련 사업이 구체화되는 바가 있으면 같이 말씀 부탁드립니다. 마지막으로 전사 차원의 AI 전략 관련 질문입니다. 현재 로봇이나 엣지 AI 디바이스처럼 좀 다양한 영역에서 AI를 좀 접목시키려는 시도가 이루어지고 있는데 이에 대한 중장기적 사업 방향성이나 투자 규모에 대해서 설명 부탁드립니다. 감사합니다.
The first question for the ES division is, could you provide an overview of the current sales and order status of the chiller business for data centers, including its contribution to the total ES division sales? And the second question is, if possible, could you share the progress on the discussions made with big tech companies as well as business opportunities in domestic data center projects?
My second question is on corporate-wide operations. I understand that you are trying to embed more of the AI to robots and edge AI and so on. Can you tell us more about your direction in the mid to long term? And also, it would be appreciated if you can tell us more about the scale of investment.
네, 데이터 센터 관련 질문에 대해서 예스본부에서 답변드리겠습니다. 데이터 센터 관련해서 당사는 이미 여러 지역에서 다양한 고객들과 사업적 논의를 진행하고 있으며 당사 수주 실적이 전년 대비 3배 수준 이상으로 빠르게 성장하고 있습니다.
First, to answer your questions on the ES division, discussions are progressing with various partners in different regions regarding our data center business, and the performance of orders received has tripled year-over-year, showing rapid growth.
아직 자세하게 말씀드릴 수는 없지만 고객의 다양한 요구 사항을 맞추기 위한 냉각 솔루션에 대한 고도화를 진행하고 있고 글로벌 빅테크 기업 중 한 곳과는 데이터 센터 프로젝트 협업을 위해 정기 협의체를 구성하여 구체적인 논의를 진행하고 있습니다.
While we cannot provide extensive details, we are currently advancing our cooling solutions to better meet the wide-ranging needs of our customers and have established a regular council with one of the global big tech firms, engaging in discussions to collaborate on a data center project.
이를 통해 고효율 데이터 센터 냉각 솔루션인 공냉식 칠러와 칩 냉각 방식의 핵심 부품인 CDU 등 상세 스펙까지 구체적인 사안에 대한 협의를 추진 중입니다.
The discussions involve detailed specifications such as air cooling chillers, one of the highly efficient data center cooling solutions, and CDUs, a key component in chip cooling technology.
국내 데이터 센터 역시 다양한 사업 기회를 확보하고 있으나 현재 협업이 진행 중인 내용에 대해서 상세히 말씀드리기 어려운 점 양해 바랍니다. 이상입니다.
While domestic data centers are securing various business opportunities, we ask for your understanding as we are unable to disclose the details of ongoing collaborations at this time.
AI 관련해 가지고서는 IR에서 좀 말씀드리겠습니다. 말씀드릴 기회가 많지 않기 때문에 조금 길게 말씀드리면 좋을 것 같은데요. LG전자는 그 AI를 그 회사 업무 적용과 또 고객분들 두 가지 관점으로 정의하고 있습니다. 회사 업무 적용 관련해서는 3년 내 AI를 활용해서 업무의 30% 이상을 효율화하는 것을 목표로 다양한 솔루션을 개발 추진 중에 있고요. 고객 측면에서는 ThinkOn 허브 출시와 함께 다양한 신규 AI 디바이스를 출시하면서 실험적인 시도를 이어가고 있습니다. 지력 가전제품의 AI 기능도 고도화하고 있는 상황이고요. 예를 들어서 AI 공간 센싱 기술과 LLM 기반 음성 제어가 적용된 에어컨 출시를 했고요. 이를 통해서 고객 맞춤형 서비스를 제공하며 시장을 선도하려고 하고 있습니다.
Your question about AI will be covered by IR division. And I may cover a wide scope of AI as it's not a common opportunity for us to talk about our AIs. Well, in LG Electronics, we define AI in two ways, AI for company and AI for customer. Firstly, in the AI for company domain, we are actively developing various solutions targeting to achieve over 30% AI-driven efficiency gains within the next 3 years. In the AI for customer domain, we're launching various new AI devices alongside ThinkOn, pursuing diverse experimental initiatives and continuously enhancing the AI capabilities of our core appliances. For example, we are leading the market by delivering personalized customer experiences through the introduction of air conditioners equipped with AI spatial sensing technology and LLM-based voice control.
LG전자는 또 AI 기술 적용에 있어서 고객 사생활 보호에도 만전을 기하고 있습니다. 대부분의 센싱과 상황을 이해하는 것은 온 디바이스 AI 기반으로 하고 있고요. 외부 검색, 정보 검색하고 그다음에 대규모 추론이 필요할 경우엔 클라우드를 병행 활용하는 하이브리드 구조를 지향하고 있습니다. 또 최근에 그 휴머노이드에 대해서 관심들이 많으신데요. LG전자는 홈 로봇 분야에서 잠재적인 사업 기회를 좀 주목하고 있습니다. 특히 홈 로봇의 핵심 효용 중에 하나가 가정과 사용자의 원활한 상호작용인데 해당 분야의 풍부한 경험과 역량을 저희가 갖고 있기 때문에 자사 가전과 로봇을 밀접하게 연동할 수 있는 차별적인 역량을 가지고 있다고 판단하고 있습니다. 또 AI 관련 후방 산업에도 사업 기회를 확보해 가고 있는데요. 데이터 센터의 쿨링 솔루션 분야에서는 이미 업계 최고 수준의 기술 제품 경쟁력을 보유하고 있고요. 기존 공냉식 칠러 솔루션에 더해서 AI 데이터 센터 수요를 겨냥한 고효율 액체 냉각 솔루션을 이미 개발 완료했고 연내 상용화를 목표로 하고 있습니다.
LG Electronics is also deeply committed to protecting consumer privacy in our application of AI technologies. Most sensing and contextual understanding relies on on-device AI. For tasks requiring external information retrieval and large-scale inference, we utilize a hybrid approach that incorporates cloud computing. Regarding the emerging field of humanoid robots, we see significant potential and opportunities in the home robotics sector. A key benefit of home robots lies in facilitating seamless interaction between appliances and users. And as we have strengths in this area, we believe that we can leverage our extensive experience and expertise to tightly integrate our appliances with robotic platforms. We're also securing business opportunities in AI-related downstream industries. In the data center cooling solution sector, where we already possess industry-leading technology and product competitiveness with our air-cooled chiller solutions, we have developed a high-efficiency liquid cooling solution specifically designed for AI data centers with commercialization targeted this year.
또 LG전자는 AI 및 로봇 관련 연구 개발과 오퍼레이션, 또 인프라에 적극적인 투자를 하고 있습니다. 직접 개발은 물론 오픈 이노베이션 및 벤처 투자까지 다양한 방식으로 역량 강화를 추진 중에 있고요. 특히 로봇 분야는 기인수한 베어로보틱스를 통해서 상업용 로봇 사업의 성장을 가속화하고 생산 기술원의 스마트 팩토리 사업과 연계하여 산업용 로봇 분야에서 관련 기술 사업 역량 또한 강화할 계획입니다.
In addition to this, we're actively investing in R&D, operations, and infrastructure related to AI and robotics. We're strengthening our capabilities through a various approach encompassing in-house development, open innovation, and venture investments. In robotics specifically, we're accelerating the growth of our commercial robotics business through our acquisition of Bear Robotics. Furthermore, we plan to bolster our technological and business capabilities in industrial robotics by integrating this with our smart factory initiatives within our Production Engineering Research Institute, or PRI.
다음 질문 부탁드립니다.
Next question, please.
다음으로 질문해 주실 분은 메리츠증권의 양승수 님입니다.
The following question will be presented by Sun-Soo Yang from Meritz Securities. Please go ahead with your question.
안녕하세요. 질문 기회 주셔서 감사합니다. 저는 HS본부와 ES본부 관련까지 질문 드리겠습니다. 먼저 HS본부 관련해서 2025년 하반기 물류비 및 마케팅 비용 등에 대해서 어떻게 전망하시고 이를 반영한 올해 매출 영업이익에 대한 전망 공유 부탁드립니다. 또한 ES본부 관련해서 최근 데이터 센터 냉방 솔루션 트렌드가 액침 냉각 형태로 변화 중인데 저희 칠러
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my question. I have two questions, one for the HS division and the other for the ES division. My first question for the HS division is, what are the projections for logistics costs, marketing expenses, etc. in the second half of 2025? Against this backdrop, what are the sales and operating profit projections for 2025? My second question for the ES division is, how is the shifting trend towards liquid immersion cooling and data center cooling solutions expected to impact the chiller business? Could you share the progress of the developments of new cooling solutions such as liquid immersion cooling and future plans?
HS 먼저 답변 드리겠습니다. 물류비에 대해서 말씀드리면은 최근 하반기 계약 물량에 대한 글로벌 해상 비딩, 운임 비딩 완료와 7월부터 전반적인 해상 운임 하락 기조하에서 기존 계약 선사 및 신규 선사 혼합 사용을 통한 추가적인 해상 운임 경쟁력 확보 활동에 따라 상반기 및 전년 동기 대비 물류비의 개선이 예상되고 있습니다. 또한 미국 관세 대응 영향 대응의 일환으로 판매 물량 조기 선정 및 영내 생산 비중 확대 등의 활동도 진행 중에 있습니다.
First, let me answer your question for the HS division. For logistics costs, we expect to see improvements in the second half of 2025 compared to both the first half of the year and the previous year. This is driven by the recent finalization of the global sea freight bidding contract for volumes to be shipped in the latter half of the year, coupled with the overall downward trend in sea freight rates from July. We are also strategically mixing new carriers and existing carriers to further enhance our cost competitiveness. Additionally, we are mitigating the impact of U.S. tariffs by shipping sales volume in advance and increasing the level of regional production.
예, 다음으로 마케팅 비용에 대해 말씀드리겠습니다. 하반기의 다양한 사업 환경 등 외부 변수가 영향을 많이 주겠으나 당사의 독보적인 코어테크와 차별화된 AI 기능이 탑재된 프리미엄 제품 및 지역 적합형 제품을 바탕으로 최적화된 마케팅 자원 투입을 통하여 고객 커뮤니케이션 및 전략적 마케팅 활동으로 시장 지위를 지속 강화할 예정입니다.
For marketing expenses, while the second half of the year presents various business dynamics and external variables, we plan to maintain and strengthen our market position through optimizing resources. This will be achieved by focusing on customer communication and strategic marketing, supported by our unique core technologies, differentiated premium products with AI features, and regionally tailored products.
25년은 미국 관세 정책 변동성 및 글로벌 소비 심리 위축 등 우호적이지 않은 경영 환경이 지속되고 있으나 당사는 시장별 맞춤형 투트랙 전략과 온라인 구독 사업 확대로 매출 성장을 이어가고 미국 관세 영향 최소화를 위한 원가 개선 활동 강화와 물류비, 마케팅 비용 등 오버헤드 최적화를 통하여 영업이익은 전년 대비 개선될 것으로 전망하고 있습니다. 이상입니다.
The business environment in 2025 continues to be riddled with numerous challenges, including shifts in U.S. tariff policies and weakened global consumer sentiment. Regardless, LGE will continue to boost sales with the two-track strategy tailored to each market and expansion of online and subscription businesses. Furthermore, we project the operating profit to improve year over year with strengthened efforts to minimize the impact of U.S. tariffs and optimization of overhead expenses, including logistics and marketing costs.
ES본부 답변드리겠습니다. 당사의 칠로 사업은 대형 건물, 원전, 데이터 센터 등 고효율 냉각 솔루션이 요구되는 다양한 영역에서 빠르게 시장 입지를 확대하고 수주 및 매출 성장을 이어가고 있습니다.
Now let me answer your question for the ES division. LGE's chiller business is rapidly expanding its market presence and continues to have robust orders and strong sales, fueled by demand for high-efficiency cooling solutions in various sectors, such as large buildings, nuclear power plants, and data centers.
이중 데이터 센터의 경우 일반적인 인터넷 데이터 센터 분야에서는 이미 업계 최고 수준의 제품력과 전문성을 인정받고 있고 최근 수요 확대가 예상되는 AI 데이터 센터에서도 기존의 공기 냉각 방식의 칠로와 더불어 액체 냉각 방식의 칩 쿨링 솔루션을 개발 완료하여 연내 상용화를 목표로 하고 있습니다.
We are recognized as industry leaders, offering best-in-class products and expertise for general internet data centers. As we expect to see increased demand in the data center market, we have developed both air cooling chillers and liquid-cooled chip cooling solutions with commercialization targeted at the end of the year.
이러한 AI 데이터 센터는 향후 상대적으로 냉각 효율성이 높은 액침 냉각 방식의 재택이 확산될 것으로 전망되는데 당사 또한 이에 대비하여 관련 선도 업체들과의 협력을 포함한 액침 냉각 기술 개발을 진행 중입니다. 이상입니다.
In the future, immersion cooling is expected to be widely adopted in AI data centers as the technology boasts high cooling efficiency. In light of this, we are actively developing immersion cooling technology, collaborating with leading companies in the field to prepare for the shifting technological demands of the market.
다음 질문 부탁드립니다.
Next question, please.
현재 질문을 요청하신 분은 없습니다. 질문을 하실 분은 전화기 버튼에 별표와 1번을 누르시기 바랍니다.
Currently, there are no participants with questions. Please press star 1, star and 1 to give your question.
다시 한번 안내 말씀드립니다. 현재 질문을 요청하신 분은 없습니다. 질문을 요청하실 때까지 조금 더 기다리겠습니다.
Currently, there are no participants with questions. We will wait for a second until there is another question.
오퍼레이터님, 그 질문이 없으면 여기서 이제 마치면 될 것 같습니다. 그럼 이상으로 2025년 2분기 L전자 실적 발표 컨퍼런스 콜을 마치겠습니다. 이 시간 이후로 추가적인 질문이 있으신 분은 언제든지 그 L전자 IR팀으로 연락 주시면 좋겠습니다. 자세한 설명을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
This brings us to the end of LG Electronics earnings release conference call for the second quarter of 2025. For further questions, please contact the IR team. Thank you.